Police spoke to her for 45 minutes. They assessed her right there on the street and ultimately decided she was safe to release. Less than an hour later, she was gone. No body, no confirmed sightings, no trace. And the last people to see her were the police officers themselves. On November 28, 2012, Emma Fillipoff stood barefoot outside the Empress Hotel in downtown Victoria, British Columbia. It was cold that night. The inner harbor shimmered under winter lights as tourists moved through the plaza and traffic rolled past. The Parliament buildings glowed across the water. It looked like an ordinary night in one of Canada's safest cities. Emma was holding her shoes in her hands, and she was terrified. When police arrived at 7:17 p.m., Emma told them she was afraid. Not just anxious, genuinely afraid. She believed someone was following her. To their credit, the officers didn't dismiss her concerns. They stayed with her right there on the street and began asking structured questions to assess her mental state. What day is it? Where are you right now? Do you know who the Prime Minister is? Has anyone threatened you? Do you want to hurt yourself? Under British Columbia's Mental Health Act, police have the authority to detain someone if they appear to be a danger to themselves or others. But Emma didn't meet that threshold. She was oriented, coherent, and able to answer their questions clearly. She spoke with them for 45 minutes on that sidewalk outside the Empress Hotel. 45 minutes. That's not a brief encounter. It's long enough to observe speech patterns, evaluate someone's concerns, and decide whether they need protection even from themselves. After all that time, officers determined she was not an immediate threat to herself or others and let her walk away. She was still barefoot, still holding her shoes, and still afraid. That is the last confirmed sighting quoted of 26-year-old Emma Fillipoff. Emma grew up in Perth, Ontario, a small, close-knit town. Friends described her as creative, intensely thoughtful, and magnetic in a quiet way. She trained as a chef, studied photography, and filled journals with fragments of ideas and observations. In 2011, she moved west to Victoria looking for independence, a reset, something different. But by the fall of 2012, something had clearly shifted. Emma began expressing fear, believing that people were watching her and following her. 6 days before she vanished, she called her mother asking for money. The request itself wasn't unusual, the urgency was. Her mother sent a transfer immediately. Emma never collected it. Earlier on the day she disappeared, at 8:23 in the morning, Emma was captured on surveillance footage at a 7-Eleven purchasing a $200 prepaid credit card. She appeared anxious and kept looking outside. Later that afternoon, she bought a prepaid cell phone. The phone was never activated. Her red Mazda van was later found parked near the Empress Hotel, and inside were nearly all of her belongings: her passport, identification, laptop, camera, and journals. If someone intends to start over somewhere new, those are not the things they leave behind. About a week later, on December 5th, Emma's prepaid credit card surfaced. It had been used in Colwood, a suburb nearly 20 kilometers west of downtown Victoria. Think about that. 20 kilometers in late November at night, while barefoot. The card had been used by a man who was later identified and cleared by police. There was no evidence he knew Emma, but it raises critical questions. Did Emma travel that far on her own? Did someone else move the card? Was it discarded, taken, or simply found and used by chance? The geography of this case suddenly widens, but the hard evidence does not. Years later, a witness came forward claiming that around 5 a.m. on November 29th, he picked up a barefoot woman matching Emma's description near Esquimalt. He said she seemed disoriented, and he dropped her near Craigflower and Admirals. The account has never been verified, but if it's true, then Emma survived that entire night. If it's false, then everything collapses back to that moment when she walked away from police outside the Empress Hotel. 2 years after Emma's disappearance, surveillance footage in Vancouver captured a man in a green shirt tearing down Emma's missing person posters. He claimed his girlfriend was Emma and that she had run away. The man has never been identified, and police have never confirmed Emma was in Vancouver. But the footage remains. Another city, another thread, another fragment that refuses to connect. So what happened to Emma Fillipoff? Was this a voluntary disappearance? If so, why leave behind a passport, journals, camera, and an unactivated phone? Was this a mental health crisis that spiraled beyond anyone's control? If so, how did she move 20 kilometers? And why has no trace of her surfaced in over a decade? Was there third-party involvement? If so, where is the evidence? Where is the witness? Where is the mistake that perpetrators almost always make? Every theory in this case answers one question and creates two more. Downtown Victoria looks the same today. The Empress Hotel still glows at night. Tourists still walk that same stretch of sidewalk. And police still respond to calls in the Harbor District. Somewhere in those 45 minutes is the last moment anyone clearly understood where Emma was and what she believed was happening. After that, there is only absence. Emma Fillipoff would be in her late 30s today. Her mother continues to advocate, continues to search, and continues to wait for answers. Because sometimes a disappearance doesn't begin in the wilderness or some remote highway. Sometimes it begins under city lights, in public, in conversation, in a moment that was officially documented and 45 minutes long. If you have any information about Emma Fillipoff's disappearance, please contact the Victoria Police Department or Crime Stoppers. And if you found this case as haunting as I did, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think happened that night? Subscribe to True North Mysteries for more deep dives into Canada's most baffling unsolved cases. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.